Liverpool were once again left fuming at the hands of VAR after a controversial decision saw Virgil van Dijk's brilliant header from a Mohamed Salah cross ruled out for offside, sparking outrage among fans and pundits alike. In what should have been a decisive moment for the Reds, the officials' call changed the entire course of the game, leaving the players visibly frustrated and the supporters furious at what they felt was yet another robbery in broad daylight. The moment came midway through the second half when Liverpool were beginning to dominate the game. Salah, who had been quiet for large portions, picked up the ball on the right wing and whipped in a pinpoint delivery into the box. Van Dijk, timing his run perfectly, rose above the defenders and powered an unstoppable header past the goalkeeper. The stadium erupted, the Liverpool bench celebrated, and even neutral fans could appreciate the precision and quality of the goal. But within seconds, the celebrations were cut short. The dreaded VAR check flashed on the screen, and the referee signaled that the goal was under review. After a tense wait, the decision came through: offside. The officials claimed that Salah's boot was marginally ahead of the last defender in the build-up, and therefore the goal was disallowed. The margin was paper-thin, almost invisible to the naked eye, and that's what infuriated everyone connected with Liverpool. Supporters online immediately voiced their anger, calling it another example of how VAR has become an obstacle to the spirit of the game rather than a solution to injustice. Many pointed out that the lines drawn by VAR appeared inconsistent, questioning how such a minimal margin could justify cancelling a legitimate goal in such a big match. Van Dijk himself could only shake his head in disbelief. The Dutch defender, known for his calmness, showed visible frustration as the decision stood. Salah, too, appeared deflated, gesturing in disbelief at the assistant referee. For a Liverpool side already under pressure to get results, the moment represented not just a goal taken away, but momentum stolen. What could have been a turning point in the match became another talking point in a season where controversial VAR decisions seemed to haunt the Reds more than any other side. Fans were quick to recall similar incidents from earlier in the season, where Liverpool had been denied goals or penalties under questionable circumstances. The infamous VAR mishap against Tottenham, where Luis Diaz's legitimate goal was wrongly ruled offside, remains fresh in the memory of every supporter. That incident had already sparked widespread debate over VAR accuracy, transparency, and accountability, and now, with this latest call against Van Dijk's header, those old wounds were reopened. Arne Slot, Liverpool's manager, could barely hide his disappointment in the post-match interview. He stopped short of directly criticizing the officials but hinted at his frustration by saying, "We score a beautiful goal, and once again, technology takes it away. If that's offside, then I don't know what football is anymore." His words resonated deeply with Liverpool fans, who have grown increasingly disillusioned with how often their club seems to be on the wrong end of VAR calls. The goal would have put Liverpool in front and possibly changed the complexion of the game entirely. Instead, the decision seemed to deflate the team's energy, allowing the opposition to regain confidence and push forward. The final result, a disappointing one for the Reds, felt secondary to the larger narrative of injustice. Social media platforms exploded with reactions, with hashtag #VARRobbery and hashtag LFC trending within minutes of the final whistle. This latest controversy raises a troubling question: is VAR really improving the game, or is it turning football into a sterile, overanalyzed sport where joy and spontaneity are lost? For Liverpool supporters, it's becoming harder to believe in fairness when their team's key moments continue to be undone by fractional calls and inconsistent interpretations. At the end of the day, football thrives on emotion, rhythm, and momentum, and every time VAR interferes unnecessarily, those elements are stripped away. Van Dijk's header wasn't just a potential goal, it was a symbol of Liverpool's fighting spirit, of a team that refuses to give up even when under scrutiny. Yet, that moment of triumph was erased not by skill or defense, but by technology's cold precision. For now, Liverpool must regroup and move forward. But the anger remains, among players, coaches, and fans, that yet again, when the Reds needed a fair call, VAR stood in their way. Many feel it's no longer about human error but about a system that's undermining the very essence of the game. And unless things change, the phrase, "Liverpool robbed by VAR," might sadly continue to echo far too often this season.